Today we have another excellent local musician for you to check out. This show is all about local businesses and local creatives. It's a fun way to get into the nitty-gritty behind what they do. And also we usually do a little bit of a creative showcase to show off their stuff. Today we have with us Eugene. His music, it's lovely. I can't wait to show it to you in that voice. Wow. Let's go meet this legend. G'day.
Good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about you and how you introduce yourself?
My name is Eugene. I was born in Russia and I've been traveling for the last, what is it now, 6 years? Yeah. And singing on the streets. I started in Tel Aviv. I guess we can turn off the Russian accent now. I thought it would be cool.
What kind of projects are you working on at the moment?
So originally when I started recording, I've been writing music since I was 17 years old. And when I was in Israel, I met a guy who I really liked and we ended up recording a little EP together, a little mini album. But songs that I was writing back then, more like regular songs like Lovey Dovey. Like one of the songs I have as memories, like if I were young, I would marry you. And so over the years, as I've been listening to different podcasts and even some political shows and trying to figure out this mess of a world that we live in, I'm trying to write songs that are more meaningful and have lyrics, because there's some songs in the mainstream that they're very catchy, but then you actually listen to what's in them and it's complete trash. So I'm trying to write catchy songs that also they have a lot of meaning in them.
How would you explain your message and what you want to do?
There's a lot of people that, given the right set of circumstances and opportunities, because not all countries are free. Free speech is one of the things that I'm constantly thinking about. And in not all countries you have the opportunity to really succeed and thrive without, let's say, government intervention. But the things that people complain about in our first world countries, for me it's astonishing because there's just so much crap going on in places where people don't have opportunities that you and I have. And I think people take it for granted.
Could you give us a bit of a teaser of one of the songs? Could you perform it for us?
Yeah, I could perform that. I got a couple of little teasers, a couple of little examples.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, grab it.
Sure.
Is that all that you can see? Is this all that you can be? Just a head full of your dreams. You make believe instead of living. You got unused potential. You got unused potential. You got unused potential. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. So what are you gonna do? You've got to think for yourself. Otherwise you'll become just a pawn in a hand that's already been dealt. You've got to think for yourself. Otherwise you'll become just a pawn in a hand that's already been dealt by using you. By using you. By using you.
Honestly, that was bloody fantastic, Eugene. Thank you so much. For everybody that's out there, please stay tuned because there's going to be a couple more songs at the end. The question I want to ask, do you have any inspirations or do you have any heroes that influenced your music?
One of the people who's had a big influence on the ideas in my songs is Professor Dr. Jordan Peterson. I've been listening to some of his lectures over the last couple of years.
Canadian hero.
Yeah, but to some, a villain, right? Well, to some who have, let's say, an ideological... what's that word? Sometimes I forget words, sometimes I just don't know words, and sometimes I make them up. I have excuse, I'm not from here, you know? There's some people that have an ideology that if someone gets in the way of that ideology by some idea, they would be very opposed to it. So for some, Jordan Peterson is a villain, but I think those people don't actually take the time to try to understand. It's like there's people that the same statement, and they could have it mean something positive or something negative, but at least if someone can make you think, that's a good thing.
Well, that's what artists are supposed to do.
Some say that. Yeah. In terms of music, I listen to, Coldplay, Passenger, Maroon 5, James Blunt, or some of my favorite musicians. So maybe some of my sounds have some similarities in there.
What would you say is like your biggest challenge as a creative?
In a way, that's kind of what I'm trying to solve by creating this little club called the Genie Club. What I want to have is people that are invested in the music and they get to decide which songs I release next. So I have this little small group of people. I call them Genies. It's the Genie Club. Eugene, Genie. Anyways. So I'm trying to build that up, and I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have to pay for music out of my own pocket. It's people that choose which songs I release next. We have like a monthly subscription, and those people have access to a couple of benefits, including deciding which songs I release next. So that's my current challenge, and that's what I'm currently trying to build.
In your creative career, like, what are you most proud of?
Well, recently, so my first album, my first EP called Memories, it took, I mean, I didn't add up all the money, but I think it cost something like $10,000 because, I mean, you could definitely record music for cheaper, but you hear it, I hear it, and then it's like, well, that could be a little better, that could be a little better, but it's like $30 an hour, $40 an hour, whatever it is, and that adds up. So during this whole pandemic, I started practicing recording my own songs, and recently I recorded my first ever self-produced single, Unused Potential, and I'm proud that I was able to do that on my own. I mean, I used a lot of great musicians, but I did it on my own in the sense that I did most of the recording, and I put all the pieces together, and I did kind of like the arrangement, although there were some ideas from the other artists that probably ended up being in the song, but it's cool to be able to start a project and then have it released and sound at least not bad.
Now I'm looking for the inside scoop, like the man behind the guitar. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies outside of your creativity?
I don't know, man. I think like music is everything. Wherever I go places, like maybe if I'm in Mexico and there's like a daily volleyball game, I'll go play volleyball, or I'll play soccer or tennis, or I really liked in Australia, not just in Australia, but I like, I'm not good, but surfing. So I want to find a place where I could record music, also sing in the streets where there's a bunch of tourism, and surf. That would be an ideal spot. I don't know where that is yet.
Your voice in combination with that talent, I hope you fucking knock it out of the park. I shouldn't say fucking, should I?
It's okay.
I'll do it again.
You can...
I can beep it out, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's where are you thinking of heading next?
You know what?
That out yet?
That is, I have 5 days left on my rent, and I have no idea where I'm going next.
You're definitely like a bit of a nomad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some options, so if anyone's got an extra room where I can record in a touristy place, preferably with surfing. No cats, I'm allergic.
Do it.
Let me know, and maybe I'll come
Make
visit.
it happen. Where else can people find like your creative work? So there's the Genie Club, right? Explain that a little bit as well.
So I want to appeal directly to the camera, although not the camera, but you, the person behind the camera. I invite you to join the Genie Club if you really like the messages that are in my songs. And what that includes, first of all my releases you're going to get before the general public. You're also going to help me vote. You're going to vote with the Genie Club members which song I release next. You heard some of the songs today. I think I played 4 or 5. Well, you're going to have access to 30 of the productions that I have in progress, and you can help me decide which ones I release next. In the name of Russell Peters, be a man, do the right thing. I failed at Indian accent, but...
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining in for this week. We're going to have some awesome guests over the next couple of weeks. Keep it tuned and subscribe. See you around.
I spend a lot of time thinking about the world, how we can build a better place. But when I see the things they publicly declare, feels like a show to show they care. There's nothing wrong with wanting people to behave. There's nothing wrong with seeking change. But when you do so in the eyes of everyone, the motivation's not the same. So if you want to be a good man, just be good. Don't wait for anyone to care. The question isn't what you tell the world, it's how you act when no one's there. The question isn't what you tell the world, it's how you act when no one's there. How will you act when no one's there? Mediocrity is the enemy in this life, in this game. So let's